Hey, it's Scott from Garan Fitness, master trainer, been training people for 25 years now. So normally I talk about, old school lifts, different lifting techniques and stuff like that. So tonight I want to talk about diet and dieting. Kind of different things, but basically how to and this is going to be the basics. If you're a meathead that, weighs his, food out, measures, macros and stuff like that, ignore this page, right? Or at least this video, because you're not going to get a whole lot out of it. This is for the novice trainer, someone just starting out, maybe someone that's been on lockdown for 10 or 11 months and has been drinking beer, sitting watching TV, and wants to get started working out. Maybe someone with a New Year's resolution to get back into shape and stuff like that. So I'm going to give you some basic tips on how to begin that. And so this is going to be very basic, just kind of the starters. So basically what I'm giving you is the foundation. There's 3 different body types: mesomorphs, ectomorphs, and endomorphs. And it just depends on body fat and how your body responds to muscle and stuff like that. You can Google that later after I give you this foundation, figure out where you're at in the scheme of things, and then adjust your diet from there. So one of the basic things I think you need to know is when we're talking about losing fat or gaining muscle, we don't want to lose weight, because losing weight, like if we starved ourselves, let's just say we eat 1 meal a day, we're going to lose some fat, but we're also going to lose the muscle. So we need to keep our protein intake high, keep working out, and then cut that fat back off. And that's just a little bit of calorie restrictions and a little bit of exercise. So I'm going to start out with fat loss. So let's say we're going to work out. You can do, cardio, you can do biking, you can do treadmill, you need to be working out in the weight room, different things. But if we can eliminate, if we can cut back, or if we can burn off, let's say, 250 calories a day, and at the same time, limit our food just a little bit. Let's say this is our sample of our potatoes, maybe or rice that we have for dinner. If we cut it back that much, that is cutting back, and cutting back all our portions just a little bit. You don't have to do a lot. Another 250 calories. Between the exercise, burning 250, and cutting back 250, in one day, in that day, we have eliminated 500 calories. Now, there are 3,500 calories in a pound of fat or muscle. So, we've eliminated 500 calories that day. If we do that 7 days a week, 500 times 7 is 3,500. 3,500 calories in a pound. We have lost a pound a week. So that's kind of the basics of how we, develop a eating program, or a diet, or a dieting, whatever you want to call it. You don't have to go into strict dieting. Like I said, 1 meal a day, it'll get you a little bit. It'll get you so far. But then you start losing so much muscle that your metabolism slows down and your progress halts. So now let's go into building muscle. Same deal. We have to, now this is where it's going to get a little bit tricky, because we're talking about the different body types. So you're going to have to do some research on your specific body type, figure out the macros and stuff like that. But where I start is, and if you saw my video on protein intake, I recommend starting out with 1 gram of protein per pound of lean body mass. What does that mean? It's not per pound of body mass, because I want to eliminate, because fat does nothing on your body. You have to get rid of that because it's doing nothing. So it's the bone, the muscle, the tendons, and all that stuff. So get somebody with bioelectrical impedance, underwater weighing, calipers, fat calipers, whatever, and figure out what your body fat is. So let's say you're 200 pounds with 20% body fat, and we figure out we're 20% body fat. That's 20 pounds per 100, which means you're 40% body fat. So when we're figuring out for a person like that, and you'll have to do it for your specific body weight and stuff, is start out around 160 grams of protein a day. So now, depending on your body type, like I said, when you Google it or whatever page you use to figure out whether you're ectomorph, endomorph, or mesomorph, you'll have to adjust those carbs and fats. But that's kind of a good foundation to start with. And so you can go from there, and like I said, you still got to be working out. You still got to do some cardio. If you're doing, you want to protect your heart. But the thing is when you're gaining muscle, and this is what I want to kind of explain. If that's your goal, you have to take in more calories than your body requires at the time. So, you need to kind of adjust things as you're gaining muscle. You might start needing more protein and adjust those macros. But the thing is as you're taking in more calories than your body requires, you are going to put on a little extra fat. Now, if you're training to get big, muscular and stuff like that, don't worry about it. You're going to put on a little bit of fat. The key is I just kind of use the eyeball method. Like, I look at people and say, you know what, you're eating too many calories. Like, your belly's getting too big. It could be a little bit of fat. No big deal, because I just explained how we diet back down later. Once we get to the position where we want to be, I'm pretty muscular, but now I want to kind of diet back down. We can restrict those calories. We're going to lose a little bit of muscle, but if we do it right, we can lose more fat than muscle and get a lot more tone and look a lot better. So don't be afraid if you're putting on a little bit of muscle or a little bit of fat. But like I said, if you're getting a pot belly, obviously you're just eating way too much. So you have to kind of control that. So weightlifting, fat loss, and stuff like that is science, but it's also kind of an art. You kind of have to have an eye for it. You have to develop that. If you're in a gym somewhere, find somebody that's in good shape, maybe have them kind of help you out. So that is my tip for the day. And thank you for checking out GaranFitnessConsulting.com.